Hello, my name is Matthew K. from Beyond the Brick. I'm here at BrickFair Alabama 2015, and we're going to take you for a little tour around the Expo Hall so you can get an idea of what everything is like in here. Shall we get started? Okay, first, we have some vendors. See, this is Classic Plastic Bricks. They're a vendor based out of Maryland. And then we're just going to keep moving. Now, this is not going to be a comprehensive tour, if you will. We're just going to basically give like a little bit of a taster. So don't expect to see everything, but we're going to try and cover as much as possible. All right, continuing on. Another vendor, hobbycadgets.com. And we're going to move really fast, and we're going to accelerate down this row. Here's a minifigure on a, I don't know, what this is, like a case. There's like stuff inside of here. Pretty cool, right? Keep going. This is a Jurassic Park. Amazing build by Tristan Brewer, age 15. So did you do that when you were 15? No, I don't think so. That's awesome. Keep it going. Walking Dead, everyone's favorite AMC show. And we're just going to keep accelerating down here. This is just a bunch of custom minifigs, and look at that. There's like a Superman minifigure. And then that's about the only figure that I can recognize. I'm a fan of comics. Looks like there's a Star Destroyer. That's never been in a set. Keep going. What is this? Tatooine. Oh, wow. Look at all that tan. Awesome. Very cool. Keep going. Interesting build. Minecraft. Other than the fact that it's Minecraft, that's interesting that it's Minecraft. We're going to keep going now. Oh, look. It's Unikitty. What a wonderful mock. And then, continuing on down here, this is the traveling turtle. So it looks like there's a little placard in the back here saying that it was featured in the 1983 MGM Studios film Mr. Mom. So a wonderful, wonderful, I guess this is like a movie tie-in prop or something like that. This is just remarkable. These kind of old-timey Lego things are just, you can't get this anywhere, but you can get it here at BrickFair Alabama. Continuing onward, we see some little sculptures. Awesome, awesome stuff. Even cooler, we have some wonderful mosaics. Wonderful builds by Viren Winter. I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly. If not, I'm sorry. A lovely Battle of the Hoth display. Really, really fantastic work here. It looks like they've thrown a lot of flower petals around as to imitate snow. That's an interesting technique and definitely possible because of the LEGO Store's generous stocking of these said white flowers on the Pick-a-Brick wall. Some wonderful dioramas here. Interesting Minecraft display. Elsa's Frozen Palace. I bet you couldn't find that at Target. Haha. Hobbiton. It looks like there's several Hobbit holes. Holy beep. That's a lot of Hobbit holes. Look at all those Hobbit holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just can't count past 4, so there's more than that, though. Now, this is interesting. I think we should take the time to point this out. Look at the technique that's been used to accomplish the texture on this roof. These are the flipper pieces that have appeared in different underwater sets over the years, and they've layered them as to indicate a shingled roof. That is just a remarkable, remarkable technique, and it really produces a wonderful build. Continuing on, there's some tablecloth. Not relevant. Not a set on base plates. Very interesting. No sets in this creation. This is wonderful. A lot of stuff going on here. Very interesting. Figures. Nice build. It looks like they've taken the city train set and then something... I'm not sure what this means, but it's probably something that's too deep for me to really understand. There's something about troopers and a train, and I don't know. Let's take you for a little bit of a walk around the... this is where the yard sale is held. This is where all kinds of fun things occur. You can see people over there in the corner just kind of hanging out, chilling, having a good time. Yeah. We're just going to keep on going. These are some wonderful spaceships by Chris Giddens, Mr. Post-Classic Space himself. And this is the Christo 1, a wonderful build by Chris Giddens. Lots and lots of amazing trans orange on this ship. You can see he's used these skateboard ramps to add some lovely curvature to this build. And we're just going to keep accelerating right on down this row. The next build that I really want to point out to you is this, it's like a Victorian haunted mansion type of thing. And he says it's my haunted mansion. Now, the builder pointed this out to me earlier, and I think I'm going to take the liberty. I probably shouldn't, but the floors slide out so that he can take the floors out and then modify them as he goes, which is just a really interesting technique and just great attention to detail. Wonderful build there. Continuing on down, we have some wonderful... These are builds that are tied into video games that are, just interesting builds. And we're just going to keep using the words interesting and fantastic about everything we see, because anytime anybody builds anything, it's fantastic and interesting. A wonderful 2x4 brick color chart here by Joseph Olson. Awesome stuff. That is devotion. More lovely spaceships. Lovely spaceships here. It looks like these were mostly built by Peter Bradbury, 34. And then this looks like some kind of interesting aircraft carrier. I believe the mock cart has been turned over. We will turn it back over, and we will see what it is. And it is the LSS Enterprise MK2. So Mark II. Very cool. Tim Romano. Awesome build. Keep it on going down. More lovely classic space vehicles. These were by both Mark Sandlin, and I believe there's one or two other builders contributing to this layout here. Very interesting stuff. And then this looks like more of Chris Giddens stuff. And then this is just an interesting build. This is the classic space logo, and it's rendered out in a heart. And he says, "For the love of space." That is just a wonderful build. Looks like he's got a little lull sphere rock in there. That's awesome. More awesome spaceships. It looks like maybe some evil aliens are eating into the spaceships, and this just looks like a scene of horror and grief. Oh boy. Now we're going to do a quick run-through of the GBC layout right over yonder. So this is GBC. So if you've never seen what a GBC module is before, basically the ball just goes around in a big circle. And, as such, there's really not much to see if the balls are not going around in a big circle. And unfortunately, right now, the balls are not going around in a big circle. So we're just going to keep going. Now we're cutting over to this island here. It looks like there's a lovely chess set. This is almost, just a big scale, just ridiculous scale. And then it looks like we have some lovely maze games built on, I believe those are 48 by 48 base plates. Very interesting. And then we see some Lego factory sets in the back there. Those are very cool. Back before the days of Kusu and Ideas. And then some Micropolis modules. Wonderful builds here. It looks like there is a World War II, I believe, diorama, a beach landing scene. Always nice to see one of those. Very original. Here we have a little, it looks like some kind of military display. As you can see, there's RC train tracks. And there's an Emerald Knight set. And then a Medieval Market Village set. And then there's a Brick Show sticker or billboard. And then I think that's also one of the City Freight Train sets. And then these are some figures from the Indiana Jones line. And then, let's see. I want to say that this is from the Lone Ranger sets, but I can't quite place it. Anyway, very interesting. It looks like there's been a lot of effort also put into the box below. It's a custom-built wood display case. So wonderful combination of both sets and custom-made boxes. That's just awesome. And keeping it on going down, we got a lot more to look at. There's a model here of the Alabama Power Corporate Headquarters by Wesley Higgins. This is a wonderful build. I saw it on Flickr several years ago. Really detailed architectural elements here rendered out in the brick. Just this is something that most city builders aspire to and will never achieve. But, this is just the pinnacle of design. And you can see some of the yellowing going on in the bricks down here. But, that's almost accurate to life. Very cool. And then this is the Alabama Theater, also by Wesley Higgins. So as we can tell, Wesley Higgins is a very talented builder. That's awesome. And you know what? We're going to cut straight over to a lovely build that I saw earlier. It is a modern house. And it is just almost beyond belief, like just indescribably awesome. It has an infinity pool over here on the far side. But as you can see, it just has, this infinity pool, the wonderful angles, just like cutting in, and I don't know. It's just got something about it. It's perfect. It's stroking it right. It's looking good. It's wonderful. And here we have the Bionicle, and this is Andrew from BZ Power and several other members of BZ Power, all representing BZ Power and Bionicle, which is back in 2015, which is awesome. So maybe this is the first convention where Bionicle is officially back that is happening, or something like that. I don't know. But, regardlessly, very cool stuff. Here is a Superman and Lex, and this has made appearance at several conventions, but it's always a fan favorite. And, they're just kind of chasing each other around, and this spins. But, unfortunately, not spinning right now. And keeping it on going down, we have more Bionicle displays. A couple other interesting builds here. Some little vignettes. Definitely a very cool tackle box that people have. They've put Lego elements into this tackle box, which is I've never seen this before, and I'm kidding. I've seen this a lot, but look at that. What is in there? Some of those are those. What is this? This isn't an official Lego element. Whatever. Okay. Keep going. It looks like someone's taken an official Lego hat and an official Lego children's sweatshirt and then built a figure with crude crab-like hands to hold on to a cafe corner style building? I'm not sure what's going on here, but it looks like the builder, Daniel Pecora, 27 of Apopka, Florida, does. Interesting. I guess we'll just keep going. More builds here. The theme for the event this year is love. And as you can see here, some builds that relate to love. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Another Minecraft display. Wonderful as always. If we keep going here, you can see it's like a maxi-fig, but this is a maxi-fig rendered out in a way that you don't usually see all this curvature. It's a very accurate to life figure. And then here you can see the, using like little angle piece. It's just a wonderfully rendered out figure. Interesting Lego Island. This is an information center, also from Lego Island video game. If you're not a 90s child and you weren't a fan of Lego back then, this is it's like you're on an island. You have to do things to earn things. An interesting PC video game. Very, very interesting PC game, and a lovely build. Coming along here, we have the Eeyore, so everyone's favorite Winnie the Pooh character. I guess it's an okay build. Keep going. Interesting figures. Very interesting figures. And a lovely chess set. Lego discontinued the monorail? No. Oh my god. Look at all that monorail. Crazy. Look at all this ballasted track. It's 9 volt. Crazy. Keep going. Awesome. Another discontinued Lego train product here. This is the old, I guess you would call it 4 volt, something like that. Interesting train systems here, all throughout the ages. You get a little close up here looking at the difference of the track between the older system and the newer ones. And here you can tell that there's just like a lack of buildings, but the lack of buildings, what it really does is it puts the focus onto the trains, which is kind of important, to take note of. And then moving along, we see a lovely train station. This is a Toys R Us exclusive City Transportation Center tram line, or tram vehicle. Interesting. Coming along here, we see a little town center with some lovely dark orange building with dark blue awnings. This is a wonderful color clash. And then some lovely street lights. As you can see, they're lit up. That's really cool. And then moving along, we see a Madison County Courthouse model. This is you can tell it's snotted, so this is just a big panel. It's kind of fitting into the building. That's amazing. And then coming along, we see this is a large dark red building. Just a wonderful devotion to both form and scale. Just a wonderfully executed model. Really, really impressive. And coming along here, we see the Huntsville Municipal Building, and once again, a lot of snot work. And then here we see a lot of attention to topography, so alternations in the height of the landscape, which really adds a lovely amount of realism to the build. Makes it pop, Coming along, we see a lovely train yard. Here's a Norfolk Southern engine, a wonderful railroad, if I might add. And then this appears to be a coal train, so here's a bunch of coal cars. Very cool. And then we see some, of our lovely Lego train sets over the years. The Horizon Express, we have the Maersk train, all kinds of good stuff. You can see an Emerald Knight poking out of the engine house right there. And then coming around the little layout here, we see some interesting pink buildings, and these are called the Honka Burnin' Love Motel. So obviously a nod to this year's theme here at BrickFair, which is love, I believe. And then coming along here, we see this is like a mansion house, and it's the Garden Zella's Restaurante. So I'm not sure what the backstory to this is, but, awesome stuff. That is a ridiculously nice build. And then this is a Red Robin. Wonderful snot work there to accomplish the curvature of the Red Robin. And then here we see a Koa campsite, which I have never seen rendered in Lego. And this is something, if you're in certain parts of America, I say certain parts, you see these all over the place, Koa campsites. So this is where people can, take their RV and take their children and camp for the weekend out in nature with their camper. And continuing on, we come back to the Monorail Tower. What's better than a convention? A mini convention. This is Minicon. So this is a mini rendered out Lego convention. So they take the floor plan of BrickFair Birmingham, and what they do is they overlay the floor plan with these tables, which are similar to the tables that we see here in the convention center. And you just basically ask everybody that is bringing a creation to the event to bring a mini creation to then contribute to the Minicon display. And so what you end up with is a fully rendered out convention floor. So it's like you can look at the Minicon and see the space that you are in. It's very art imitating life type of situation here. Batman and Robin. Oh, I believe, I think his name's Kevin Hinkle we were looking at there earlier. Coming along, we see this is where the closing and opening ceremonies are held at. And then this here is a man with a burger tray. We're just kind of panning around here to give you an idea of everything that's going on. There's a man holding a brick journal right there. That's relevant. Very cool. And then you can see that some of the tables are empty, but it's something that's catching on. So every year this gets more and more filled out. So if you're planning to come to BrickFair, we really encourage, and by we I mean Todd, everybody coordinating the event, to bring a mini version of your creation. It will be appreciated. And then I think it's just worth pointing out Elvis. That's awesome. Very cool. So yes, Minicon is a wonderful, wonderful addition to BrickFair, and wouldn't have it any other way. Now we're just going to take a quick peek at some of the vending machines that are available here for guests at BrickFair. This is one of those claw drop games, so put in $1 whenever. You probably won't get anything, so just take it as it comes, I guess. And then this is one of those things. I think you put coins in, and then you might get some Lego or some coins, but you might get nothing, so, whatever. Here's one of those claw things. Again, it's like a scoop, so you might get some Lego, but you might not. It's really just a kind of a hit-or-miss sort of thing. But, who's to say, right? Anyway, continuing on. This is the same as the one that we saw on the other side. Coins. You might get something or you might not. And then here's another claw thing. Once again, you might get something, but you might not. And then something I want to point out that this is why BrickFair is so great. You see here some great value Ziploc bags. So if you are winning stuff in these games, which it'd be awesome if you did. What were you going to do with that Lego? What were you going to put in your pocket? I don't know. But Todd, the coordinator of BrickFair, has been kind enough to think ahead and put these Ziploc bags here for people that are winning stuff. That's awesome. So go you, Todd, and go BrickFair. it looks like we got a Doctor Who themed minifig display board. That's awesome. So TARDIS minifig display. It's made out of wood, but it has minifigs in it. That's really cool. It's just awesome. And panning on down here, we see some lovely train creations. A wonderful caboose. I think that is a really interesting. This window, how it juts out. That's awesome. Very cool build. And then sometimes the lights turns out. So I guess. Oh well.